life of your dreams. You've been trying to figure it out and handle it yourself. Well, how that's working out for you? You know how hard that is to do, man? Because I did it. I did it for 30-some years. I tried to figure it out myself. Man, the simple scripture says, you have not because you ask not. If you up your ask, he automatically ups his give. You his child. God created you. He made you. You ain't just here by no accident. You ain't here because of your mama and daddy. Where your mom and daddy come from? Somebody started this whole thing. God created you. He gave you these little simple things you can do. You have not because you ask. Second reason people don't have what they want or be finished. They don't have it written down. This is a very, very important piece to success. It's the principle of success. Every wealthy person knows this. I don't know nobody
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right, so welcome to the call. This is episode 173. I appreciate y'all for taking the time to be here today. I am going to lock the call at 10:10 today. That's my decision. So we're going to lock the call and nobody else can get on after 10:10. So if you're not here before 10:10, we will be locking the call and you have to catch us over on YouTube. I do want to make it. It's a privilege to be on the Zoom. This is not something that you know like show up on time or don't come to the Zoom. You know, catch us on YouTube. It's a privilege to be on Zoom. It's a privilege to be able to be for us to be in each other's presence. I know we're live on YouTube. We got people on X right now, but the way that I look at it is, if you're live on Zoom, this is a close knit family, right? And we all know that the call starts at 10 a.m. If you can't be here on time, then that means that to me, that episode you're gonna have to catch it over on Zoom. So I'm gonna start, over on YouTube or Twitter or Instagram or something. But I'm definitely going to start locking this link up at 10:10, and that's really just to protect the energy. So if you do have to leave out for any reason, you may not be able to get back in because I will be locking the meeting. So I recommend it's a lock in today. You know what I mean? Because today's call is going to be extremely important. We can't even waste a lot of time because I have some very, very in-depth video content to share today. There is a new update that just got approved through the XRP ledger. And a lot of people don't even know about what's going on and they don't even know how to set this stuff up. Over the next couple of weeks, this is what our focus will be, right? We don't have time for distractions. We don't have time for people that's lacking. We don't have time because we're only as strong as our weakest person. And nobody within this community is going to be weak. We're all going to be extremely strong and proficient in the skill set in what we do. So what we get started today, again, guys, we're going to talk about the brand new system, the brand new protocol that has been voted on with, I believe, over 80% with a yes, and very, very few people are validators saying no on the XRP ledger. You guys wanted to know, when was the automated market maker going to start up? You guys wanted to know, when can I start earning passive income on my crypto? The time is it's literally closely arriving, and fastly arriving as well. It's right around the corner. And the first step was to get the votes in by February 14th, which we'll talk about right on Valentine's Day. We're going to have some other amazing things that's going to be happening, right? So today I want to start this call off because yesterday on Tuesday's call, and actually it's 10:10 now, so I will be locking the meeting. So if anybody asks why they can't get in the meeting, just let them know because they were not on time. There's an honor to be on the Zoom, right? This is not something that we just giving away these days. This is an honor to be here with us, right? So just let them know they can tune in on YouTube or X or neither. You know what I mean? It's up to them. But Today, I want to cover in the beginning this T2 and T+1 settlements and ISO 20022 messaging system. This one's with my boy Coin Club Quincy and Andre Casterman. I thought this video was absolutely brilliant, and it gives me even more understanding as of what we're going through and why price is not moving, why price is going down for assets like XRP, XLM, XDC, right? The utility tokens of the world. Pay attention.
We stated a little bit earlier in the conversation, some settlement times for assets be 3 days, 5 days, weekend included, maybe like 48 hours if you're really lucky. But what if you can have that settlement in seconds or even minutes or something? All that capital that would have been locked up, frozen up in transit, it relieves a lot of friction to where people can actually have access to their capital.
Yeah, and that's a key priority for regulators. Also on the US side, it's called T+1. That should be T+0 actually in the securities world, settlement of securities trade. And I don't know the latest about it, but basically if you look at Europe, the regulators are working on the Payment Services Regulation, PSR, where instant payments will be mandated. That includes, you just mentioned weekends. Indeed, banking services are closed during the weekend. You can just consult, read, not write, not instruct, at least not instruct for immediate processing. But this is changing in Europe with the Payment Services Regulation that will mandate the use of the provision of instant payments 24/7, weekends included, to the consumer and corporate market. So this is a European regulation, nothing to do with trading. It's purely for payments, but the beauty of having regulators, they can force the market to do something that might not be commercially attractive for banks, but that is very attractive for the end users, indeed.
That is awesome. I wrote something down I wanted to ask you. Oh, actually, yeah. So I wanted to ask you a quick question. Mostly because I want to understand your perspective and how you see this. What are the significance of MT 103 and the ISO 20022 standards? I know there's standards I know the MT 103 is a Swift standard, but I know there's a set of ISO standards for message formatting. Can you elaborate a little bit on just the significance of that? Just because it's like a topic that always comes up in the space a bit, and I figured you'd have a bit more of a professional background to address it.
Yeah. First time I discovered this was 25 years ago. We first talked about it when I was at Swift about ISO 20022 and XML in 1999. That site was in München, Germany. And look, 25 years later, it starts to be mandated to the market. Well, European regulators have mandated for some pieces already now, about 10 years ago, but it's taking time. So what does it do? Is that it's actually using the XML message formatting technology. So it's just a syntax to identify the different fields in a message or in a file. It's using the XML technology, which was invented by the IT world. Whereas Swift, when Swift was created, all of this was not so obvious, so Swift created everything by themselves. They created their own syntax with the MT101, MT103, MT940, and so on. So that's a proprietary Swift syntax that is being abandoned more and more, but not completely, only in certain markets like payments and cash management, in order to move to the XML industry standard way to identify fields. So XML is the syntax. It's a bit like HTML for web pages. It's just a technical syntax. ISO 20022 is the library of all the messages for financial services. Many institutions can create ISO 20022 messages. Swift is the registration authority. And that creates more structure in the message, but more complexity as well, because there are so many optional fields that corporates and banks can start using the messages in different ways. So it lowers the level of standardization in a way, because there are many more options than on the MT side. So it's just a syntax. I know that ISO 22 is kind of a big thing in crypto, like this token is ISO, this one is not. Just take it as just take the analogy of HTML for web pages. If tomorrow the industry says, oh, on the web, we're going to move from HTML to something else, well, the whole industry will adapt it. But it's kind of a hidden technique to structure data.
Yeah, it's like I don't know how many people watching are familiar with this, but it's like it's no different than like some JSON data, except it's just like that schema you were talking about. So all these different organizations are on the same page when they receive this data. They receive it in the schema, and they're able to do whatever they like with it. But yeah, I always try to tell people, I'm like, from my understanding, it just seems like a formatting standard, a schema that everyone abides by. So when they send messages back and forth to each other, they can account for it accordingly.
All right, so I'm gonna pause it right there. And I'm gonna start. This is where I want to start talking. So we've covered ISO 20022, I believe, so in depth to the point where, like, hell, I feel like a lot of us can go and get jobs, you know what I mean, in corporate banking or whatever, and be able to go on an interview, right? And be able to have a conversation with someone who wouldn't expect us to even be able to speak about these types of things, for us to even understand this, right? So, yeah, like, how important is this? On a scale of like 1 to 10, I mean, for the common person, I'd say that this is like a two. You know what I mean? A one or a two of information. Like, this is not something that is like extremely important, right? And so understanding that, like, the priority of utility from the common person, the importance of understanding what a utility token is and why you should invest in this versus something that's more hype and can get you more money now. There is strategy for everyone. There's plenty of people that make money in meme coins all the time, and they're already multimillionaires because they know how to play the meme coin game. I didn't learn how to play the meme coin game. It wasn't something I was interested in. I was not successful at playing the meme coin game. So where I feel like my personal preference and my personal, what would I say? My personal um psychology. In trading psychology, my emotional intelligence. That's what I was trying to say. My emotional intelligence, personally, for Vincent, is not good for the meme coin space, right? Because I understand that for the type of person I am, I need something that just kind of quantifies and gets better over time, right? I don't like seeing my money explode up crazy and then shoot down. Like, that is a lot for me. And when I went through that phase, there was times where I was just always sad. Like, I had and so you got to know you. That's what I'm trying to say. As an investor, you have to know you. You have to understand yourself, right? And so that is a really big point to this is if you're investing in utility tokens, there has to be a reason why, right? If you're investing into utility tokens, that has to be the reason why, right? And if someone can message inside the Discord group and let people know that they need to be on time, the meeting is locked. So join us on YouTube. I was dead serious about that. This Zoom call, the Zoom link will be respected. You know what I mean? The Zoom link must be respected, right? So if you're not here before 10:10, from this moment forward, just join us over on YouTube, join us on Twitter or one of the other platforms. And we're excited, right? Now, if you all saw the YouTube handle, right? The YouTube handle actually says, or the caption says, Ripple XRPL hacked for millions. Is this real? Right. So the biggest thing going on right now around Twitter, right? The biggest thing that's going on around Twitter right now in this space, very, very simple, okay, is that there's been so much negative issues. There's been so much negativity around XRP, right? And so with so many people, again, butchering XRP, bashing XRP, for so many people that are, not just bashing XRP, but also getting out of this project, right? Selling their tokens. This is exactly what, I would say the elites want us to do, right? And so I went in, I was hearing about this stuff and I didn't make a video about it because I don't think it's important. Like, it's not important to me what happens to Chris Larson's wallet. It's more important to me what happens to my wallet. Anybody feel me on that? Like, it's not extremely important to me personally what happens to Chris Larson's wallet. It's more important to me what happens to my wallet, right? So I don't want to spend a whole lot of time, like Jim Ron say, I don't want to sign up for that class. So I don't want to spend a whole lot of time focused on speculation, right? See, Brad Garlinghouse. See, okay, so Chris Larson said this. This is an isolated incident, and Ripple wallets are secure. We're never compromised. We've confirmed nearly all the affected funds were converted out of XRP. We're working with law enforcement and have been advised that a significant portion of funds have been frozen and are pursuing the remaining aggressively. Many thanks to XRPLF and Silk Jer for their help, right? This is head of analytics and compliance at XRPLF, and XRPLF is the XRP Ledger Foundation. Okay, so I understand that Chris Larson, they are working hard to make this happen, right? And so, and they've been transparent about it. That's another thing that I like about that, right? So Brad Garlinghouse comes on and says, given some irresponsible speculation and reporting, I want to reiterate that no Ripple managed wallets were compromised. Full stop. So understand that so irresponsible, the biggest thing is irresponsible speculation and reporting, right? That is a very, very, very big thing. And as y'all can see, people is going crazy for the comment, right? Drops the mic. So Brad Garlinghouse came in at the right time and said something, and so did Chris. Okay. Now, today I told you all that we're going to focus on automated market makers. That's really what this call is going to be on. I really want to focus on that because if you all did not know, let's just go ahead and pull this up right now. The XRP holders can now earn passive income as AMM amendment finally passes. Can we light it up real quick all over the internet? Okay, all over the world for what's going on with this right now, right? XRP holders being able to now earn passive income. Now this will be happening, right? Understand that the amendment received 85.71% consensus, right? And 30 out of 35 Dunnel validators voted. So that is huge, huge, huge news for us as XRP holders. So after attaining the consensus threshold, the XLS 30D amendment will be implemented on the mainnet on February 14th on Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, right? Happy Valentine's Day. Hold on. Yes. So happy Valentine's Day, right? Every day is the 14th. You know what I mean? I love that. So expectedly, some members of the XRP community have begun making allusions of the significance of this day being Valentine's Day. You know what I mean? So road to consensus, guys. We are literally on our way to XLS 30D being passed. And this is, I mean, y'all may not be excited. This may not turn you up or grind your gears, but I'm telling you right now, this is a very, very big deal. And we have capabilities now to be able to start earning passive income. Imagine not even having to spend any of the XRP that you bought, because now you're able to earn it passively. The same way you're doing with your H bar if you're staking that. Same thing you're doing with your V chain if you're staking that. Same thing you're doing with your Cardano if you're staking it. Same thing you're doing with all these other tokens, right? And so I do have a video which is about 10 minutes long, and I would say that today, let's see, it's 10:24, 10:34. Actually, you know what? I'd rather get the voting, because we do have a very I would say intimate community day on Zoom. So I'm gonna leave it up to my Zoom family. Do you all want to watch this 10-minute video on automated market makers, or would you prefer me to drop it in the Discord and we continue with the show? Do you all let me know what you want? I'm gonna let you guys vote on it. Drop a 7 if you want to watch it now. Drop a 0 if you don't want to watch it now. 10-minute video on automated market maker. We definitely have the time for it, but I definitely don't want to bore you all if it's not. So we're going to just take a full. So we got 7s. We got 2 7s in. We got a 0 in. Perfect. We got 3 7s in. We got a 0 in. It looked like the 0 about to lose. You know what I mean? The 0 might lose on this one. So if you want to watch it, because honestly, right, to be real with you, right, everybody's not in the Discord. So I can understand if you're not in the Discord and you want to watch this video right now. All right, well, check this out. Oh, well, 0 is lost. So we're going to play the video.
Automated market maker. Well, an automated market maker allows traders to buy and sell certain coins using an algorithm that dictates how expensive something should be based on how much of it there is. As someone buys one asset, it gets more and more expensive because there's less of it. And as they give it another asset, it gets cheaper and cheaper because there's more of it. Basically, it's supply and demand, but it's using an algorithm instead of the traditional method, which uses a person. Welcome to Whiteboard Crypto, where we explain cryptocurrency topics using analogies, stories, and examples so that you can actually understand them. And in this video, we're going to cover what an automated market maker is and exactly how it works. Let's dig in. Let's say that you're a potato farmer. You're sick and tired of going to work and seeing potatoes everywhere, then coming home to eat only more potatoes, even though you can cook some potatoes in very interesting ways. You do not want any more potatoes. But here's the real kicker though. You live in a village of potato farmers, so you can't really trade your potatoes for anything else. It would be nice to trade my potatoes for something else like apples, you think. Well, along comes a trader who has access to a boat, and he says, I found a village over east who grows apples, and they are sick of them. I am here to see if you would like to invest in a trade. Well, now that your wish has come true, and you don't want the chance to disappear, you tell the trader yes. He says, the apple farmers have put up 50,000 apples to add to my apple potato exchange business. If you can give me 50,000 potatoes, we can get started. So your village has a meeting and they decide to join the trader in exchanging apples and potatoes. The trader goes, here's the thing though. I have a magical genie with me that will store all 50,000 apples and all 50,000 potatoes in his magical lamp to keep safe. That way they don't go bad. But he wants to keep a perfect ratio of the value of both of these. The trader goes on, since together we put in 50,000 apples and 50,000 potatoes, he wants both of these numbers to always multiply to equal 2.5 billion, which is equal to 50,000 times 50,000. This way, if one year there are less apples, the apples will cost more to buy. Now, if you're currently confused at what the magical genie has mentioned, it is actually the formula for a type of automated market maker called a constant product automated market maker. It uses the inverse formula, x times y equals k. Well, x and y are the quantities or the amounts of the things that you have, where k is a constant that always stays the same and it does not change. In this case, k is 2.5 billion. Let's keep going on with an example so that maybe you can understand it just a bit better. The trader says, right now there is a perfect 50 to 50 ratio of potatoes to apples, but that is because I have priced them each at $1. When you guys start trading, one of these may become more valuable, and thus it should be priced at more than $1. Let me go through an example with you guys so you know how it works. All right, so right now there are 50,000 apples and 50,000 potatoes, and the number of both of those must equal 2.5 billion when multiplied. So let's say a potato farmer comes along with 7,000 potatoes to trade because they really want some apples. So he gives them to the genie and he waits while the genie figures out how many apples to give him. So now we have 57,000 potatoes in the genie's lamp, but we need to know how many apples to give the potato farmer. So let's start with some math. So we take 2.5 billion and we divide it by 57,000. You might be wondering why? Well, hopefully you'll see in a second. The answer we get to this math question is 43,859. So this is the number of apples that should be left over in the magical genie's lamp. However, right now there's 50,000. So we just need to find out the difference and give the difference to the potato farmer. Well, the difference is 6,140. So we give the potato farmer 6,140 apples. Now you might be wondering, how come we gave 7,000 potatoes, but we got around 6,000 apples? Well, as more and more apples were bought up, they became more expensive. This is why the farmer didn't get exactly 7,000 apples back. So now there are 57,000 potatoes and 43,859 apples in the genie's lamp. Let's make sure that we didn't upset the genie. 57,000 times 43,859 does equal 2.5 billion. So Magical Genie is still happy. I hope that this is starting to make sense. And if you've gotten this far into my explanation of how an automated market maker happens, without even using any technical words, I think we deserve a big thumbs up. But before we continue with another example, let's run over a quick example of finding out how much each asset costs in dollars. So assume that there was $50,000 worth of apples in the beginning. Since the Magical Genie said he priced them at $1 and there was 50,000 of them, so we just need to keep $50,000 as a constant when we're calculating the value. This is how much each asset should equal. So potatoes would be $50,000 over 57,000 because that's how many potatoes we have, which brings their price to 87.7 pennies for each potato. You might be wondering, why did they drop from $1? Well, it's because someone brought a lot more of them to the genie. It's basic supply and demand. For example, if you could grow gold on trees in your backyard, gold would suddenly be a lot cheaper because there's a lot more of it. The more there is in the genie's lamp, the less they will cost. So from now on, instead of saying genie's lamp, I'm going to call it what it really is, a liquidity pool. So now let's calculate the price of the apples. This calculation would be $50,000 over 43,859. This means the apples are worth $1.14. They rose in price because there's less of them in the liquidity pool. So since this potato trader gave a bunch of potatoes to the liquidity pool and took out a bunch of apples, the price of apples went up and the price of potatoes went down, basically due to supply and demand, which is shown in the formula X times Y equals K. Now, I personally learned from examples, and this concept took me a week of studying to fully understand. So let's go over another example. Let's say a potato farmer brings up another 10,000 potatoes. So now there are 67,000 potatoes in the pool. We need to know how many apples to give that potato farmer. So we use our constant of 2.5 billion divided by 67,000 and we get 37,313. This means that there should be 37,313 apples in the pool. But right now we have 43,859. So we just calculate the difference and give it to the potato farmer, which is 6,546. This time the potato farmer paid even more for his apples since he kept buying them up. The liquidity pool charges more and more for them. That way it never runs out of stock. The price will exponentially keep going up as he buys more. So now there are 67,000 potatoes and 37,313 apples in our liquidity pool. Both of these numbers multiply to 2.5 billion. So the genie, which is actually the algorithm, is happy. Now let's calculate the price. $50,000 divided by 67,000 potatoes means the potatoes are worth 74.6 pennies. They dropped even lower. Next, $50,000 divided by 37,313 apples means the apples are now worth $1.34. They rose in price. So again, we saw that there were more potatoes than before, so the price dropped, and there were less apples than before, so the price rose. Now, hopefully you are understanding how an automated market maker works. As someone buys more and more of something, the price goes up. The apples are costing more because there's less of them. And when it comes to pricing, the algorithm always wants the value of what it is holding to be 50-50. So if you multiply the price of each asset by how many assets were total in the liquidity pool, the total would still be $50,000 worth of apples and $50,000 worth of potatoes. Let's do one more example really quick just to drive it home. This time, an apple farmer comes along with 2,000 apples. So he adds them to the liquidity pool, and now there are 39,313 apples. But we need to figure out how many potatoes to give him. If you want to, you can pause this video and try to come up with a number on your own. Just for fun, leave a comment of what you come up with in the comment section below. So finishing the math, 2.5 billion divided by 39,313 gives us 63,592, which is how many potatoes there should be in the pool. Well, right now there's still 67,000 potatoes, and the pool only wants 63,592. So we take the difference and we give it to the apple farmer, which is 3,408 potatoes. So in essence, the farmer gave 2,000 apples and got 3,408 potatoes because at the time his apples were very valuable. Now, we went over those examples really quick, and feel free to go back to the beginning of this video and watch it again. And if you're still kind of confused, I highly recommend watching our video on liquidity.
All right. So I hope that was, I mean, look, that was as clear as I can make it. I got you, Mr. Blanche. I got your text, big bro. So that right there was extremely, extremely important. And while it's on my mind, let me go ahead and send this over to Mr. Branch as he asked me to. All right.
Tools and how they work.
Awesome. Awesome. Mr. Branch, you should have that in your DM, big bro. Okay. Now, this led us to what we're going to talk about now, which is and also over on YouTube. I want to celebrate Mike. Shout out to Mike on YouTube. He said, I just bought my first XRP today. Can we light it up for Mike real quick? Yo, shout out to Mike for going ahead and getting plugged into the XRP community and making his decision to be able to get in at an excellent retirement price. Woo! Because we are in at an excellent retirement price, y'all. So with that being said, let's bring all of this together. Wow, we've watched some good videos so far on automated market makers and what's going on in the world, and we still got like about 30 minutes left on this call. I'm extremely, extremely excited, and shout out to everybody that's tuning in, that's staying plugged in. And listen, if you are typically on the Zoom call, I just want to let you all know, no disrespect. I hope y'all don't take it personal because in the 4 agreements, agreement number 1 is stop taking stuff personal. So don't take it personal. Just be on time. Okay. The link to the Zoom closes at 10:10 from now on. We have a lock on it at 10:10. If you're not here, you will not be able to participate on the Zoom, because I do believe that it's not to get on the Zoom, it's not a requirement. It should be like an honor. You know what I mean? Like if you want to be on the Zoom, you should be here early. You know what I mean? Same way I'm here early, same way the other people are here early. Let's make it fair and be here early. If not, you have access on YouTube and on X, on Twitter. So remember, we're live on multiple different platforms. Okay. I just wanted to make that clear for you all. Now, the next video that we're going to watch is this one of Joel Katz speaking over at Apex 2023, or if you know him as David Schwartz, okay, the Chief Technology Officer over at Ripple Labs. Okay, he's talking about the automated market makers. And since you have that understanding of automated market makers from that video, okay, now let's tie all of our understanding and all of our notes together to understand how we're going to benefit from this amazing opportunity that Ripple is about to launch.
Largely personal reason. I spent a lot of time studying things like trading strategies and Forex markets, and this is near and dear to my heart. I also learned something that I didn't know, which is as I watched automated market makers develop on other chains, I sort of thought that automated market makers were better than order books. That like we implemented order books on the XRP ledger because it's sort of like the obvious thing, and then there's this really cool thing called an automated market maker that most other like DeFi platforms are using, most other DEXs are using. And I learned as I looked into it that they're very complementary. They are not one or the other. One is not better than the other. They each have their own advantages and disadvantages. And the two of them together is way better than anything that you could get from having either one independently. And XLS30 is not just another AMM implementation. This is not the XRP ledger playing catch up. We were caught up with an order book. This is a true innovation. The XRP ledger is a trusted and leading enabler of DeFi because the underlying architecture of the ledger, combined with the protocol native design of the decentralized exchange and soon the AMM, will address most of the pain points faced in the decentralized liquidity.
Now, remember, we played a video a couple of weeks back with Quincy. Now today we played a video with Quincy as well, and we watched that in the beginning if you all missed that. So make sure you go back and rewatch the beginning if you did not catch it. Very, very good video with Quincy. But the last video that we watched with Quincy was extremely, extremely great. And Mr. Branch had actually sent me that video. And that was the one that he was talking about how the XRP ledger is already a DEX. What makes it special is it is a DEX, right? And so that is what also separates it and makes it extremely efficient, and what is going to make it efficient for the automated market maker, because the XRP ledger was originally designed as a DEX. So continue, now that you understand that, and then you understand decentralized liquidity landscape that David Schwartz is talking about, keep that in the back of your mind as he's speaking.
The XRPL's DEX was launched in 2012, the first DEX in the world. Tokenization of any asset, the ability to trade and move these tokens anywhere in the world in just seconds. and open, globally competitive liquidity. Now, adding AMM to that, AMM, first and foremost, as I think about it, most people think of an AMM first and foremost as providing liquidity. I think of it first and foremost as a trading engine. Ripple X is focused on differentiating the world's first DEX through automated market making. The AMM specification is now on DevNet for testing, and it'll be available to vote on mainnet, I think just in a couple of days. But ultimately, I see the AMM as a trading engine. It executes a trading strategy on behalf of those people who sort of provide the liquidity. So as most of you probably know, an AMM has a pile of two assets and it makes markets between those two assets. But it's also implementing a trading strategy. The trading strategy profits from volatility, that is, changes in the price of an asset. So if you think about assets that have very volatile prices, cryptocurrencies probably have the most volatile prices of any asset class, like in human history, except maybe tulips in the 1400s. You can actually harvest that volatility to generate a yield. So if you were an apple buyer and seller and the prices of apples were different around the world, you could go around the world buying and selling apples and make a profit. And what you would have is you'd have a pile of apples and a pile of currency, whatever currency you like, euros or dollars. And you would buy apples and your pile of apples would go up and your pile of currency would go down. And you would do that when the price was low. And then you would sell apples, right, when the price of apples was comparatively higher. And if you do that, eventually your pile of money will get bigger. And that is essentially what the AMM tries to do. It implements a trading strategy to harvest volatility on behalf of the liquidity providers who loan it assets. I'm much more personally excited about that than I am about the fact that it provides liquidity, but it does also provide liquidity. It does also make markets. Yeah, exactly. But we normally think of arbitrage as arbitrage over space, right? Like you go to this market and you buy, and you go to that market and you sell, and you go to this market and you buy. This is arbitrage over time, but it turns out arbitrage works over time too.
All right, so let's pause it there. Okay, this is very, very important because that's a trigger word for some of us, right? Especially within our community. I know you all remember when we got involved with arbitrage. Does anybody remember the arbitrage phase that we went through? Yo, the nerds have been through so many phases. Do y'all remember the arbitrage phase we went to, right? Like understand, shout out, you know, and I'm gonna shout them out. Shout out to Mo Crypto. And I say that because of the fact I'm not being funny, but because Big Bro had the heart to go and bring that to us. Even though we didn't have success from the first arbitrage experience, understand that if you didn't have that arbitrage experience in the beginning, you wouldn't even know what the heck arbitrage even was to take advantage of it in the real flesh of what we're about to experience with David Schwartz and the XRP ledger. See, there's a reason for everything. Understand that there's always a blessing on the other side of every single lesson. You know what I mean? Can I get somebody to click the thumbs up button on YouTube for me? There's a blessing. There's literally a blessing in every single lesson. If you can understand that and you can vibrate with that and you vibrate high with that, go ahead and hit a thumbs up and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel as we are growing the channel each and every single day. Now, understand that with this particular DEX, we're going to be able to participate in arbitrage. This is extremely important. And remember, Sam Bankman-Fried made $1 million every single 24 hours. He made $1 million every single 24 hours from arbitrage, from buying and selling, I think it was Bitcoin on different exchanges. He cracked the code. He cracked the code. And guess what? We're about to crack the code as well. Pay attention.
Yeah, exactly. But we normally think of arbitrage as arbitrage over space, right? Like you go to this market and you buy, and you go to that market and you sell, and you go to this market and you buy. This is arbitrage over time, but it turns out arbitrage works over time too. The only problem is you don't know the price ahead of time, right? You can't predict, but it turns out you don't need to. So an exciting development also is Orchestra Finance, independent of Ripple, which is going to be the first interface layer for the AMM. So it provides benefits for all of the different stakeholders, the liquidity providers, the people who sort of take their assets and give them to the DEX. Arbitrageurs, traders, and developers. Developers, of course, benefit from the liquidity that the automated market makers provide. Their tokens are more liquid, and so users can benefit from access to that liquidity. Liquidity providers want to maximize the returns that they get from the various different things that the automated market maker does to make a profit. XLS30 enables them to vote for trading fees. And probably the biggest single innovation is the continuous auction mechanism that reduces a permanent loss, and it also increases the efficiency of the volatility harvesting. What this does is this takes some of the profit that would normally be made by the arbitrageurs and gives it to the liquidity providers. The arbitrageurs are trying to make profit from sort of asymmetric information. They have access to the prices off the ledger, and the AMM does not. The auction mechanism increases the probability of success to capture mispricing profits, and it enables the automated market makers trading strategy to capture very small changes in price.
Wow.
If you think about it, big movements in price have a larger opportunity for profit simply because the price change is bigger. Like if you're buying and selling the stock and it moves a lot, you can make more money. But it doesn't do that very often. Small movements occur much more often. And in aggregate, if you sum them all up, it's a greater opportunity than the large movements.
Okay, so understand that was a key right there. And a lot of us, we be listening so hard and we be thinking, and sometimes you can't think. You got to just listen and the thoughts will come to you. That's a key to how I've become successful at putting this information together. I've had so many people call me and be like, bro, I don't know how you put this stuff together, the way you put it together, make it sound all good and package together, but you do a great job. And understand that it's because sometimes I just really sit and I listen over and over and over to these videos, and I hear something different every single time. Listen to what he just said. And now that I've pointed it out, I want y'all to listen to what he just said, and then I'm going to break down my thoughts.
If you think about it, big movements in price have a larger opportunity for profit simply because the price change is bigger. Like if you're buying and selling the stock and it moves a lot, you can make more money. But it doesn't do that very often. Small movements occur much more often. And in aggregate, if you sum them all up, it's a greater opportunity than the large movements.
All right, let me pause it there again. Why was that a key? Why did I point that out? Why? Bigger question. Why does the stock market not move in those explosive moves like a Bitcoin or an Ethereum or, what we're going to experience with XRP soon? Why is that? Does anybody have an idea as to why? Right? And Zoom don't let YouTube beat you because YouTube they lag a little bit. So Zoom should always win. If you on Zoom, you should always win. You know what I mean? So it's a sad day if YouTube wins over Zoom. I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna put it out there just like that. So y'all can take it how you want. Okay, but there we go. Shout out to Brian. Brian said that's a part of it. Regulation. Oh, TJ Patterson on YouTube said regulation. So Brian and TJ were very, very thinking. I was thinking the same thing. But you know what the real thing is? Let me give y'all the real word. Maturity. Maturity of the market. The stock market has been around for over 50 years. It is extremely mature and it's not as volatile. Crypto is brand new. So getting into arbitrage right now in crypto when we have explosive moves is beneficial, but then understand that the crypto market is going to slow down. When regulation happens, when there's not 20, 30,000 different projects, when it is monopolized market and there are a few players, understand that the market will not just be moving the way that it moves today. So enjoy it today, right? It's the same idea as with my Helium Mobile rewards. Remember, how many people remember I told y'all to get on Helium Mobile? Does anybody remember when I told y'all to get on Helium Mobile? Just let me know if y'all remember that, right? Yeah, cool. Some of y'all still ain't did it, right? And you still paying $100 and something on your cell phone bill. That don't make no damn sense. I done told y'all, look, this phone right here is Helium Mobile. All right, it's cracked up to be damn. Okay, but it's Helium Mobile. Okay, and this is my trap phone. This is for my other business. So this is for my cannabis business. I'm getting it out the mud right now. So I use my trap phone. You know what I mean? It's my trap phone for my virtual cannabis dispensary, right? And I'm getting paid not just from my virtual cannabis dispensary, but I'm also getting paid from Helium. So I want to talk about that real quick so you understand the importance of being early. When I tell y'all to move on something, if I move, you move, just like that. Right? When I move, you move just like that. I guarantee you, The next time I tell you guys about something, you'll move on it faster. You want to know why? Because I'm about to tell you exactly where I'm at right now on my Helium Mobile rewards. Let's talk about it real quick, right? So I've been earning data mapping on Helium Mobile since January 3rd. Okay. Since January 3rd was my first day. So technically, family, have we even been doing this for a month yet? Hey, look, have we even made it to look, we ain't even made it to a month. Today's February 1st. So we haven't even made it to a month. So pay attention. We're still 2 days away from a full month. So I want to tell you guys what happened. My very first time earning Helium rewards, I earned in January 3rd, I earned 1,300 free tokens, right? The day after that, January 4th, I earned 1,200 free tokens, 1245. The next day, 1230. The next day, 1236. The next day, 1220. The next day, 1133. The next day, 1143. The next day, 1096, right? By January 16th, I'm earning 984 free tokens. What is it doing? It's going down. The rewards is going down. Why? Because more and more people are getting active while you sitting around BSing. This is a life lesson. Understand that another man's trash is another man's treasure. When you treat this industry like it's trash, when you treat the information that we're giving you for free like trash, guess what? It becomes my treasure. So understand that yesterday I earned 774 tokens. So I bring this up to tell y'all that over the last not even month, almost month, how many tokens does it say I've earned? Can anybody see that? Can y'all see that? I don't know if y'all can see that. Trying to get it where y'all can see it. No, y'all can't see it? Cool. It says 61,733 tokens. Today, that's worth $159. So let's do the math real quick. Let's do the math. 61. So look, the chances of you getting 61,000 free tokens is going to be slim because you didn't get in early. You can go buy them, but I didn't put no money into this. I put $20 a month. That's what I paid. I paid $20. So in $20 in 1 month, let me tell y'all how much I've made. 61,733. Matter of fact, let's hop off of David Schwartz real quick because this is a life lesson. Let's go over to the price of Helium Mobile today. Let's go over to mobile. Okay. Let's go over to mobile. So today, mobile token that I'm getting paid out in is worth 0.002. Okay. So at point, so 61,000 tokens is worth $159 at 0.002. I believe that I'll be at 100,000 tokens soon, right? Like I'm getting paid less rewards, but I'll be at 100,000 tokens. So let's just talk about 100,000 tokens. 100,000 free tokens over less than a year, I would say less than 3 months. I'll have 100,000 free tokens based on what we're doing. Okay. So in less than 3 months, we're at 100,000. If this bad boy goes to 10 cents, that's $10,000. So for investing $20 over a couple of months to earn free tokens for data mapping and to get cell phone service, unlimited everything for $20 and really being plugged into Web3. Some people do it. Some people say they do it. We do it over here, right? That's 10,000 free dollars at 10 cents at 100,000 tokens. So I need y'all to really realize that there's value in being early. So let's get back to David Schwartz and let's finish up what he was saying.
But in order to catch the small movements, the system has to be very efficient. If there's a high fee, a small change in price won't be captured because people wait until the price difference exceeds the fee. If the transactions are slow and there's a small movement, you don't try to capitalize on that because the price might move against you before your trade can execute. The XRP ledger's features make it easy to capture those smaller price movements. And of course, integration. The AMM is going to be integrated in the DEX. So that will ensure that people who use for payments will get the best price execution, and it will ensure that the AMM is able to capture those smaller price movements. So that integration It's just I'm really excited to see how that integration turns out.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. If you want to learn how you can get into Helium Mobile, remember you can join my Discord group for $100. I actually am associated. So right now, y'all don't even know, but I'm deep in Helium Mobile. I'm actually deploying Wi-Fi units all around through Alabama right now. Me and my team, we're deploying this by February 16th. We'll deploy 4 units at 4 gas stations. So we got contracts with 4 gas stations. We're deploying those. And understand, I'm earning a percentage each and every single time it drops of mobile tokens, and you get paid way more. I think these units is producing, like, no cap, like 30 to 40,000 tokens a day. People are making $100 a day in some areas in rural places. Down in Miami, some of these routers are making $200-300 a day down in Miami right now. So understand that we literally have an opportunity to be the people who onboard infrastructure. I told you all, infrastructure is the play. Forget about buying and selling tokens. How do you get the picks and shovels? This is what me and my team are focused on. This is why I'm telling y'all, paid $100 to be in the Discord so you can have more access. No, I'm not answering your questions for free no more. No, don't hit me up on Instagram. Join my group, invest $100 one time for the lifetime, and get access to this stuff. And if not, do it your way. Okay. But another thing, another big announcement. Okay. I want to play this quick video for y'all real quick, because a lot has happened within Ripple over the last couple of days, y'all. And we're leading into the SEC being done with this case very, very soon. Pay attention to the moves they're making. This is chess, not checkers.
What about if these financial institutions adopt blockchain? What kind of setbacks are they facing?
Yeah, so let's look at today, right? So in some way, you can today think of this forest fire in crypto, right? And I personally am a forest fires because they essentially enable the ground to get clear and for the weeds to essentially get burned so that the strong trees can survive. So let's take an example of 2001, right? In 2001, pets.com, essentially, they did not have a viable business model. They got wiped out. If you look at, for example, Enron, if you look at WorldCom, a lot of frauds came out. And exactly the same thing is happening in the crypto world as well. As the interest rates are rising, the cost of capital is rising. Anybody who was doing the leverage trades essentially are getting wiped out, and it could be due to fraud or it could be due to a bad business model. So from my point of view, what we essentially see, institutions which we are building business models for long term, enabled through technology, are then able to move forward. And like Facebook, like Google, they would be the new Web3 companies whom we would look back after 5 years and say, wow, wasn't that great?
Right, that's a good way to put it. So setbacks are important, I guess, to learn and build, but it's just important to grow from there on.
Yeah, and then for the fraudulent or the weak to get wiped out, it's important for them to essentially go away and leave the systems so that the better ones can succeed.
I like that you put it as forest fires. I guess crypto winter is a bit like forest fires.
All right, so that was Naveen Gupta, managing director over at Ripple. Okay. Now let's play another video. I got one more for y'all real quick from Big Nav. My boy Nav.
You think next, Ripple's roadmap, in your opinion? To put you on the spot.
No, it's very simple. So I think one thing, if there is one message that you can get in this room, is Ripple is not an ordinary company. We are not here to have a small market share or do X, do Y, and make small amount of money or something to happen. We are here to make a dent in the universe. Either we will change the remittance universe, the way you understand, the way value gets transferred across the world between people, between institutions, or we will just fade away. So it's almost 0 or 1. And some of it comes from our Silicon Valley arrogance. Some of it comes from, that's the reason 6 years ago, we were born with a mission of moving money like information moves today, right? And we are making it possible working with the existing ecosystem. So I think this is a key differentiator about Ripple. And that's the reason we are a monoline company. Every day we get tens of ideas to say, why don't you do security settlement? Why don't you work in trade finance? Why don't you do X, Y, Z? And what we tell them is just cross-border remittances is $155 trillion problem. We'll solve this first. We'll make a difference to everybody who's present in this room. And once we have made the difference, then only we will look at something else. So we are like, Google is for search, Ripple is for remittances. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to do it right, and we will not rest till we earn your respect and your business.
Hey, remember, we will not rest until we earn your respect in your business. Understand that Kobe Bryant, this is the Mamba year. Ripple got that Mamba mentality. Vincent Orr's got the Mamba mentality. I'm telling you right now, we rest at the end, not in the middle. Right now, we're in the middle. There's no time for resting. There's no time to take days off from coffee and crypto. There's no time to not make it to the call before 10:10. There's no time to not make it to the call because you think you can skip personal development. No, 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 no. If you don't get on, you just got to get on YouTube. 10:10, Mamba mentality. Be on here before 10:10. Be a part of the community. This is what we do. Boom shakalaka, like my brother Michael Brent says. Boom shakalaka. Do you understand what's going on now? Ripple is like Google was the search engines to remittances. This is it. And so guess what? After 7 years at Ripple, it's time to say goodbye and embark on a new adventure. Grateful to work with Ripplers in building the internet of value. A big thank you to Chris Larson for your vision and Brad Garlinghouse and Monica Long for leading us. Understand something. Every good thing has to come to an end, right? Every good thing eventually has to come to an end. And Navin Gupta has served 7 years at Ripple, flying around the world, helping, becoming, and understand that the next managing director is going to do an extremely amazing job because Ripple does not hire scrubs. We got to pay attention. Who's the next person coming in? That's what I'm interested in seeing. And what's that person's background? Why did they switch from Naveen over to this? What was the transition for? What are they getting ready for? What are they building a stronger unit for? See, it's all about strength. See, he said Ripple will either make a dent in the universe of remittances, they'll make a dent in the universe, or will fade away. And there is, and listen, a company that's acquiring a company like Ripple that's acquiring companies for $250 billion. No, excuse me, 250, was it billion or million? It was million, 250 million. So $250 million. $250 million a buyout purchase, right? This is extremely big, y'all. And you got to understand what players we're working with and how blessed we are to be in this space, how blessed we are to have the opportunity to invest in this, y'all. This is an opportunity that does not come every single day, and it will not come again in our lifetime. This is the opportunity of a lifetime and a lifetime of the opportunity. Family, I want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in today. If you're interested in joining the Discord group, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. We have a few more slots left, and then I'm going to take the Discord group to $20 a month, which is still extremely affordable for the value that you get. However, it makes more sense to pay $100 for the lifetime, right, than it does to pay $20 a month. All right. I believe that that is absolutely amazing. And yes, you will be grandfathered in. You don't have to worry about me coming back later on saying, oh, we're going to start charging you for this and that and the third. And another beneficial thing of being inside my Discord group is you all know I have plenty of master classes. I have 2 books. We're working on the 3rd book now. We have a private coaching. We have everything. Being in the Discord group, you get 50% off of everything that I have. Any product, one-on-one coaching, you look, I charge, listen, somebody said, I sent somebody my price and they said, damn, you expensive. I said, yeah, I'm not the cheapest, but I'm the best. I'm not the cheapest, but I'm the best. I'm like quality. I'm like Louis Vuitton. That leather will last you for a couple of years. I'm like Hermes. That leather will last you forever. That gator, it's gonna last you forever. That snake skin, oh, it's gonna last forever. But you're gonna pay the pretty price so you can have it forever and you appreciate it. That is what we have built here, and I'm grateful to have such quality people like you all that tune in each and every single week, seeking knowledge, seeking this value. And for everybody that's seeing this video later, make sure you all subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Coffee and Crypto Network. Also, make sure you guys smash the subscribe button. Also, hit that thumbs up button for me, as it does help. And also share this with a friend or family member that may need to see this message today. Now I want to open this up. We're back to doing this here for a little bit, but I want to open it up to anybody on Zoom that has one thing you like, learned, or love, any questions, or just a comment for today. Feel free to raise your hand. I'm going to mute myself out for just a few seconds, and if there's no hands raised, we will be getting up out of here. Make sure you guys, again, click that link and join the Discord group. It will be an honor to serve you all. Well, it is an honor to serve you. So but it will definitely be an honor to work with you all and be able to build a community together. So I'm gonna mute myself out. And if there's anybody, feel free to raise your hand. My bad. All right. Awesome. So today's call was absolutely amazing. If you enjoyed it, drop some coffee again, and make sure you all go over to the YouTube after this and the comment that we are going to make after we end this video. So make sure you all comment the words XRP ain't done. That's what I want y'all to say. XRP ain't done. Make sure you guys go over there and let the world know that XRP, we are not done. We are still here and we are ready for war. Shout out to each and every single one of you all. This was the 173rd episode of Coffee and Crypto. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you all subscribe, like, and also join our Discord group if you want to gain access to even more further content that we have weekly. Have a blessed one, y'all.